Hey, it's Willis again. A part of me was thinking of, making a daily update on this channel. Then not enough stuff happens for me to try to make a daily update, especially like pertaining to the I almost said the business, like the ideas that I have for, you know, my channel and, my life essentially, So yeah, right now I'm just getting confirmations from. Should I even say where I'm getting these? I don't think I should say. But then I'm getting them from like a supplier. I'm getting like confirmation emails that they're coming in. So I'm using those little confirmation emails as like an excuse that, or like a way to say that something productive happened today. you know. But to be fair to myself, there's only so much that I can do currently, you know. Right now it's a waiting game. Not every day is gonna be action packed. You know what I mean? Right now it's a waiting game. Right now, hopefully I don't tell that to myself like very often. You know what I mean? Hopefully I don't turn that into an excuse. But then to be honest, right now it might just be a waiting game because there's no shot in hell that a person like me with absolutely no skills. I have zero skills. I have zero skills. There's no shot for me of getting, a job to potentially fund this venture, you know. So I'm kind of just like hoping that once the stuff arrives, I can, piece together whatever that I can piece together. I'm talking about like equipment now, piece together the bits that I'm able to piece together at that particular time, right? And then market those to my audience and be like, yo guys, you remember how I said I want to start getting into pedals? Yeah, there was a point where I went to my community tab and I asked people, you know I let them know that I'm interested in making pedals. So I would be like, yo, you remember how I said that I'll be making guitar pedals and stuff? Well, here is a guitar pedal that I made, or here's a product, here's an album in a box that I pieced together, or here's a I doubt the the what am I calling them? The NFC cards. I doubt the NFC cards will be ready like soon. But yeah, I'm just I'm kind of hoping to just go to my main channel and go, yo, you remember how I spoke about, product that I wanted to sell and push? Well, here it is. I'm hoping you guys can try your luck on me and purchase these. Then once the orders come in, that's when I can start, funding the thingy-majig. That's my current hope. Kind of like a Kickstarter type thing, but then I don't want to outwardly say that it's a Kickstarter. I kind of just want to get like a single order or two confirmed, and then with the funds that I receive from that, I just sort of take this from ground zero to ground one, all the while delivering the product to that person who ordered, or to those people who ordered. So I won't be making a profit. I won't be making a profit, money that I can just put in my pocket and just go eat or whatever. I'll be putting that money into the idea, into the I don't like the word business, bro. I really don't. I'll have to think of something cooler. I know I've spoken about this quite a bit, but then I seriously don't think that I'm the guy to sell these products. You know what I mean? I'm perfectly fine making them. I'm perfectly fine, contacting an electronic engineer or someone who's just in the know when it comes to electronic components, and then just learning how to put together these ideas that I have, learning how to make a guitar pedal, learning how to make an album in the box. Well, those are really simple. It's just a matter of assembling them. They come pre-made anyway. Learning how to to program the cards. I don't mind doing that behind the scenes. I don't mind doing the actual work. What I feel like I truly need is, like, I'll be honest with you, I feel like I need like a face. Like you get what I'm trying to say. That's gonna draw people in. And my audience, I said this a lot already, but then my audience doesn't respect me. So I feel like getting like a completely random stranger to market the products isn't like a bad idea, because my audience, honestly, I feel like my audience doesn't care if I like fall off the face of the earth. You know what I mean? My audience is not gonna be suspicious for too long. You know, when I like get a person to just take over the channel essentially, while I work in the background. I don't mind doing the background stuff. It's just that I recognize that I don't have what it takes to sell my products. I don't mind working on the scripts. That's if like particular videos need scripts. I don't mind, shooting and editing videos. I'll do it all. Just that I recognize that I'm not the poster child for this product, and perhaps I'll show face when I have to demo anything. I have to demo the pedals and stuff, because the chances are that the person that I'm gonna bring over to be the face of, these products that I'm trying to sell, chances are they're not gonna be a guitarist. Chances are they're just gonna be a pretty face that knows how to talk. So I imagine that those are the points where I will, show up and play a bit of guitar or whatever, you know. I really can't depend on some dude, feeding me. And I can't depend on some dude providing me my livelihood. Not because of my stubbornness or my arrogance or my, you know, ego or something. It's just that I recognize and I see that we have like a huge problem in my country. I recognize that it's hard for people to find employment, or like reliable full-time employment. And I see my peers, bro. I see my peers, and then like dudes younger than me, 1 year younger than me, 2 years younger than I am, like attending school and stuff, and like um talking about their modules, talking about their school life and stuff. And then I just sort of think about where they're gonna end up. I try to imagine where they're gonna end up. Like, dude, you're doing all of this, right? In a country that has one of the highest. I know. I talk about this a lot, and I know you're tired of hearing it. Like, in a country that has like one of the highest unemployment rates in the entire world, and you're banking on getting your qualifications up so that some other dude can hire you. One thing I can tell you for certain is that my people currently are in dire need of employment. I want to be the one to employ them. I just have to be in that position. I just need product. I need the product, right? And then I need the product, and then I need a consumer base, which I believe I might have, but that I need to market that product to them. So, first step, get the product. Second step, let your consumer base know that you have a product. Third step, sell the product. And as I grow and as the whole thingy-majig grows, I'll begin like hiring people. I'll begin providing the solution. I'm a solution maker. And I'm speaking that into existence, low key. I'm a solution maker, you know. I'm gonna take pride in that. I'm gonna take pride in the fact that I'll be an employer in not only in my home country, but in a country that, you know, has has a huge problem with, you know, employment and work and money and livelihood and you know, I'm a do my little bit, my due diligence type stuff, you know. And no one will be able to take that away from me. No one will be able to take away the fact that I will have attempted to combat one of the biggest issues in my country. Probably the biggest. Because like finances are like the root of like your livelihood. Probably the biggest issue that my country is facing. You know, that South Africa is facing. Obviously, it's not the only one, but it's a huge one. You know. Yeah. But yeah, I just want God to be involved in every step of the way. You know. I want God to be involved in every step of the way to keep me humble and stuff. You know. I don't want to flex on these dudes too hard. You know? I don't want to flex on these dudes too hard, bro. What else is there to say? Really, I'm just saying the same stuff over and over. It's just that it burdens me. It burdens me on a daily basis. I wake up with these thoughts, and I just need to get them off my chest. You know, I just need to get them off my chest. And this is very doable, bro. This is very doable. I'd understand. I'd understand if like I was trying to push a self-made business or like a business of that nature whereby like I'm the one driving it. I'd understand if I was trying to push a business like that in a country that had absolutely no demand for it. You know, there's a great demand for this. People are begging for work, you know. So yeah, there's no way that I could fail. The only stuff that kind of gets me down is like the thought of my products being non, you know, like they're not necessities essentially. Like I believe in necessities. I believe in selling the success that selling necessities brings. You get what I'm trying to say? Like if I was selling, bread, I was producing my own bread, producing my own milk, pause, producing my own, eggs. I'd rest assured in the fact that my business would succeed, because those are the things that my people need. Not that I'm selling my current product to my people. I'm just saying that, and any people, any group of people need these things. So I'd be assured in that. But seeing as I'm selling music equipment, things that people want, not at all need, items that they don't need at all, I'm kind of scared a little bit. But then I look at other businesses that sold items that people wanted, that succeeded, and I am comforted by that. I look at like shoe brands and well, you need shoes, but then you don't need sneakers now. I'll look at like some top sneaker brands and think to myself, well, these dudes sold. I don't want to use the word luxury shoes with them. What would you call sneakers? Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. They sold like fancy shoes essentially. Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but sold fancy shoes, and they made a killing off of it, and they made people feel like they needed it. You know, not just shoes, obviously. Just any product that you that isn't a necessity to survive. They make people feel like they need these things. So I need to be able to do that. I'm gonna cap this video off at 20 minutes. You know, because I can sit here and just ramble all night. I've got no job experience. I've got no job experience. I don't have any skills. I can't drive. I'm one of the Gen Z. I remember they did like a poll, like a little study that showed that a lot of Gen Z kids are not driving, like as opposed to like millennials and whatnot and Gen X people. And that's a result of like um the Gen Z people have like internet, and they can just talk to their friends via the internet, and there's no real incentive to like go to friends and go to events with friends and stuff. It's just all in the house, alongside other contributing factors. I'm a part of that. I'm part of that group of Gen Zers who don't drive, or who are in my current age range and who don't drive. I'm 22 now. So yeah, I say that just to highlight the fact that I don't have any skills. Like even if there were to be like a driving job, you know, just somewhere around, I wouldn't be able to do even that. You know, I've got no skills. I bring that up because I guess I wanna highlight just how dependent I am on succeeding on my own terms, because there's no shot that I'm gonna succeed working for another person. I feel like I'm just repeating myself here, because I have nothing to offer them. I have on top of that, we have like the problem, the unemployment problem. So even if there was ample work, I wouldn't be able to provide value to their work. You get what I'm trying to say? Like there's these like layers and layers. That just mean that I have to do it on my own, you know. I said that I'm gonna cap this video off at 20 minutes. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But yeah, I did say like a huge bulk of what I wanted to say. I'm just laying on my bed in my mom's house now. My mom and dad's house. You know, 22. I'm 22, man. But you know what? I'm in a better position than most like people because I've got like serious ambition and like serious products. People wish they could have the a similar kind of creativity to me. Similar levels of creativity. Some people are just plain. Some people just get up, they enjoy, a soapy or two on the TV. They enjoy talking to neighbors. They enjoy, some food, and yeah, and then they go back to sleep, and then they go to sleep at the end of the day. No real desires to create anything. They're not necessarily content with who they are, but they are they don't even know that they ought to be creative. You know, they just think that's that. They just think that it's all about getting up, having enjoying your relationships with people. Going to work, doing your duties, getting your paycheck, going back home. You know, they don't know that we're all born with a creative muscle that we have to flex if we want it to be strong and if we want it to work for us. I've always been a creative guy. And yeah, I used to think creativity was a a a skill or like a a particular trait that you're exclusively born with. But then I went on to learn that I'm rambling now. I went on to learn that it's a muscle that everyone is born with. It's just that it disappears if you don't flex it. Kind of like, you know, what's it called? I don't just want to say evolution, but then like that thing they taught us this in like grade 8, I think. That thing where like certain animals features disappear as a result of them not using it or like using them. Like how flightless birds are flightless because in their natural habitat they didn't have to fly or something along those lines. So therefore, along as time goes on, their features disappear. Particular features disappear. So I imagine that's what happened with a lot of people. Their creativity just disappeared because they weren't flexing it. I was flexing it. I was drawing as a little kid because I did like a lot of media that was I did like a lot of media that came about from creativity. I liked a lot of drawings, comic books, like series, like cartoons and anime and whatnot. So stuff like that really led me to be creative. Some people they just grew up like liking to ride a bike, for example. There's nothing really creative about that's just the way to. You get what I'm trying to say? That's just the thing that they were interested in. It's not necessarily a creative thing. So having that background in creativity, I'm now at a position where I gotta be creative in order to. I get to be creative. That's a better way to put it. I get to be creative. I'm rambling like hell now. I get to be creative and take advantage of the fact that people aren't as creative as I am. It's one of two things. It's either people are gonna watch this when I've succeeded, or they're gonna watch it when I'm dead. You know, no one's opting to watch this over. I don't know what's the most popular thing to watch now on YouTube. I don't even know, man. Mr. Beast. No one's choosing to listen to this 26 minute ramble sesh over Mr. Beast, so one of two things is really gonna push people to listen to this. It's either my death or my success, and I hope it's my success, you know. And if you're here, it means that I either died or I succeeded. So thank you for listening. Thank you for caring, Thank you for caring. I hope you're able to take something out of this. Not much that you can take out of this, apart from like maybe your own self-evaluation. Maybe my words about myself helped you, or like reminded you to evaluate yourself as well. Yeah, that's not to say that you weren't evaluating yourself. I'm just saying that it was like a nice little reminder. Yeah, we need these little reminders, bro. We need these little reminders. I need to be reminded that I'm the GOAT, you know. I need to be reminded that I'm the GOAT, and there's nothing in my way. There's nothing that I can't achieve. There's nothing that I can't achieve. And there isn't anything in my way. There isn't anything in my way. There isn't anything in my way. There isn't anything in your way as well. There isn't anything in my way. Nothing. Yeah, so I think I should end it now. I mean the video, not not anything. Not anything like that. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow probably, or whenever I feel like speaking into the mic again.